Hey, welcome to the 13 Things with thebigdealguys.com. Believe it or not, I finally taught Michael how to use a camera, so I got to be on first. Look at that.
That's amazing, okay? This finger right here, I found my magic ring and I just pushed the button.
There you go. So look.
I can build anything, but I just can't work cameras.
But if you can teach him how to do that, then you can certainly learn how to build one of these. And today, we've come through 13 things, well, 12 things, I think. We've got a few more. We're talking about some giant props, just building some wow props. And this one is one that we kind of came up with on a whim that somebody just suggested in jest that we made a reality.
You know, we were getting ready to start up right after the summer. We wanted a big fall splash, so to speak. And so this guy says, when are you going to build a cannon and shoot me out of it? That's all it took.
That's right. He said that to me. I told Michael over dinner, and he said, well,
let's figure that out. Now, this is a cartoon that you can take a little closer look. There it is right there. See that? This has been on the office door for a long time, and I love it. It's a big cannon here with a Volkswagen in it, and it says, how many of you think the Volkswagen will clear the athletic field entirely and hit the abandoned warehouse? That's my kind of cartoon right there.
That's right.
That would be wow.
What they didn't know was we were living in the warehouse building the cannon to shoot it over, though.
So one night at dinner, we come up with ideas anywhere. Please pay attention. Always carry a pencil and a sketch pad. You know, a notebook with you. I carry a lot of pens. Can you tell?
Yeah, all different varieties for different purposes.
Always be able to write
this
stuff down.
This one's a paperweight.
You know what that is? That's a boat anchor if you're out in a canoe. So while we were having dinner, I sketched this out right here. Take a close look. There it is.
Now this is a cannon, and we figured, you know, an old circus style cannon that we could load a person in and then fire them right out of it.
Right. But of course, you know that, you know, some churches are already short on pastors, so we really don't want to fire those guys out. So really what we want to do is find a way for them to get out, and therefore that split second where the audience goes boom and they all look off in that direction, we want that one moment where everybody goes, wow. We don't care that we sort of take them, because we're going to prove it later. We're going to bring the guy back out. So what we did was we built the cannon like this, and we actually made a hole here so when we slide the pastor, in this case, down the cannon, he slips into the box. A little bit of sleight of hand there, or sleight of man in this case.
That's right.
And he hides in here while we actually used a very large explosion. And we did this, of course, hey, by the book and safe. We actually got a manufactured piece of pyro and used it so it would boom.
And believe it or not, we had to buy a volunteer firefighter ignite it.
So
it just so happened that he was helping us out running our light and sound too. So
what more can you say? That's right. Okay, let me tell you how much money we got into this. You ready? Counting paint, I think about $3.95. I believe is what we have.
Yeah, unless you count the pyro charge.
The pyro piece itself. We had 3 charges or 5 charges shipped in from a friend, and.
We won't tell you
we
that.
won't tell you how we got that, or that I used to know how to do that.
You can email us for more details.
There's ways to do that, and there's safe ways to do that. This is not indoors. This is outdoors. But here's what we did. I sketched a couple things, and this is just experience and knowing where to scrounge. So, Andrew, we took this drawing to the plumbing store, and what happened?
We wandered into a plumbing supply shop, and we said, hey, we're looking for, well, one of these.
Yes, a well tank.
And we held it up, and he goes, I don't know if I have one of those. And we go, actually, when we drove in, we saw in your dumpster an old heater, you know, an old water heater, hot water heater, and a well tank that were sitting right by your dumpster that if you don't need them anymore, we'll take them off your hands.
And he says to us, glad I can help you guys out.
Yep.
So we drove the truck out by the dumpster, loaded them up, brought them over, threw them in the garage here, and commenced to tear them apart. And we spent about a day and a half. This was a pretty serious project.
Yeah.
Welding, banging. The neighbors are a little concerned. Put all this together.
Hammering.
And you're going to be taking a look at a real photo right here of people still climbing in that cannon. Take a look at that photo.
That's right. So here's the fun thing, is as we built this whole prop, I mean, we had hardly any money going into this. We just started looking around. Dumpster diving, the art of scrounging is one that you must learn to work in ministry. I mean, you have to learn it, and I think we've put a blog up on thebigdealguys.com about the art of scrounging.
Yeah, if not, it'll be up there soon. We're still maybe
we're
holding pattern.
Putting those, but I'll tell you this: when we went in that dumpster, bring gloves and spray yourself with some bug spray, because when we started getting in there's some ants that sometimes live in deep down into the dumpster.
Pestilence?
So, pestilence is right.
Pestilence. All right. Hey, let me tell you, a big showstopper piece like this became a sign for us outside. It had our logo on it. We wound up taking this thing with us to Orange on the back of a big truck, and we actually loaded someone in there and shot them out. So when people see this now, it's become a little bit of an icon for the bigdealguys.com.
Yeah, and so here's the thing. I mean, it literally is. You see in the picture how big it is compared to people. I mean, it's about a good
About
9 foot
feet
barrel.
long.
Yeah, so
And about 25 to 32 inches in diameter. Absolutely no expense in the metal. Learn to weld or find someone in your church who can weld and put this thing together. It's what we call a wow prop. That's just one. We'd love to see your wow props. Why don't you send us a couple things you built?
absolutely.
That'd be fantastic. We'll see you next time on Building 13 Things That Your Ministry Needs.
BigDealGuys.com.
Bing! It's hot out here.